Good evening, everybody. This is good to have you with us. It's probably going to be a little quicker video. We finally got the engine wrangled onto a stand. I got it turning over. We're going to pop the oil pan off of it and take a look at the bottom end real quick, see whether it's going to have to go all the way down or not. So here we go. It's going to be, you're going to see it as we see it. So the engine, we soaked the cylinders down, or I did, and as you can see here, the old timing gear is still on the crankshaft right here. So I got the biggest pipe wrench I've got and put it on that gear and got it turning over. So it turns over good, no crunching sounds, no weird noises coming out of it. So I'm hoping the bottom end, the guy I got the motor off of said he didn't know. He just said it's been in the barn for a lot of years. So what we're hoping is that we can pop a cap off of this and not see brass, the bearings worn down to brass. But the crankshaft in this at best is questionable. So I think I'm probably going to go ahead and err on the side of caution and go ahead and put a new crankshaft in it. But I got to make sure that the wrist pins and all that are good, and there's a good chance, just on averages, if the bottom end is good and doesn't show wear and tear from having the full run out of it, then there's a good chance that the wrist pins are probably going to be good just on averages. I know we're been awfully slow getting content out. My apologies for that. But my work schedule and the weather and church and everything else has been very difficult to get in a routine. YouTube tells us that to get the views up and the subscriptions up, you have to be consistent and get a video out the same time every week. Well, I would love to be able to do that.
We're not there just yet.
But so far,
We will.
we're working on getting toward. It doesn't help that I can't see nothing. There we go. Welcome to my shop. I'd give you a view, but a tour. But as she's looking through the door, you're seeing the entire building. So we're in the process of, I have a building over at my daughter's. And we're in the process of getting it moved over here shortly. And having my son-in-law, who by the way is an electrical contractor, you can find him on Facebook.
Under Boone Enterprises.
Boone Enterprises.
Yes.
He's the best I've ever known, beyond doubt. And no, yes, he's my son-in-law, but no, he's not sponsoring this video. I'm just telling you that because he's really good at what he does. But he's going to help me wire it, because if I wire it, it'll burn down the first week, and then I won't have. Then I'll be back in this little shed again. So as we move forward, I think it would be expedient to let him wire it.
And he services the Sanford, Lillington,
Fuquay Varina,
yeah, of
Cameron,
of North Carolina. So,
North Carolina. There you go, Josh.
best father-in-law ever.
Free commercial. Well, I don't know if you'll get him to say the best father-in-law ever, but at least I'll put a plug in on YouTube for him.
It was a joke.
he has been very instrumental in helping me with this thing, because I'm old and the back ain't good no more. The neck, I've got plates in my neck, had surgery a few years ago, so my lifting and tugging days are limited. And he has come over and he helped me get this motor on the engine stand and helped me get it in the building, or else we'd not be filming this video right now. And these bolts are taking, well, I apologize, these bolts are taking longer to get out of here than I had originally planned. Part of the reason is there's so much silicone on the front of it, or the back of this bell housing, that they're holding the bolts up. There we go. I showed you in the aforementioned video where someone tried to stop up the rear main seal with goo. And it should make it interesting, at least, to get this oil pan off. As is usually the case with me, I missed a bolt.
Why don't you turn it around and have it facing this way? And then we can see a little bit more. Have that.
Well, that's really not going to be an issue once I get this oil pan off.
Okay.
I just, in the shadows back here, I missed a
was
bolt.
going to say, yes, you're in the shadows.
In the shadows, the shadow knows. I'm sorry for exposing yourselves to that, because none of you watching, I'm sure, are old enough to know what that even means. There used to be a radio broadcast called The Shadow. It was kind of a sci-fi thing. Kind of a dark shadow. Oh, you ain't old enough to remember Dark Shadows either. That was a vampire soap opera.
Back in Mike's teenage years.
Rub it in. Make everybody think I took you off the playground. But let's see if we can make some headway here at getting, where shall I set these? There we go. Let's see if I can, well, that was easy. Till we get back.
Oh my.
Crusty things falling out. Hold on. Oh my. I don't know if you can see in the oil pan here, but that's leaves, insects, bugs, ants. It's getting on Claire's feet here. She doesn't. She'll figure that out in a minute and back up. Yeah, that's not what you want. Oh, goodness. That's not good. Well, I'll throw that in the burn barrel. Yeah, that's not, I don't even know what that is. But it's not supposed to be there. Wow. This is not what you want to see. Oh, folks, this is getting ungooder by the minute. Yeah. I mentioned, though, it turns over. How, I don't know. But it does. Caps are all tight. Let's see if I can find a 9/16 here. Wrong size. Didn't need that one.
It may be the one you need, the one you dropped.
That's probably the one I dropped. Oh, no. Well, where are all my sockets? That's too big. Let's try this one. Yep, there we go. Let's see if we can take this one cap off. Ooh, that's hard on the arthritis right there. No! My heavens. Let's see if we can get that off of there. Oh, that's really bad. I mean, I wasn't anticipating. I don't know why I wasn't anticipating that, but I wasn't anticipating that. So if there was any doubt in anybody's mind, including mine, that we were going to have to take this apart, I think it's pretty safe to assume that all doubt has been now removed. Come on. Okay, this is where I would ask my brothers and sisters that love me to pray, because I'm about to take the first look at the bearings in this motor. I'm a little scared. Oofda. Well, all in all, that's bad. That's just mileage, mostly. I mean, I've seen worse. I've seen better. The crankshaft, however, looks really good. If it wasn't for this alien substance all over the back of the crankshaft, I might think I could get away with that. But no. Well, there's no need in torquing that back on. I mean, come on, get up. Get off of there. Come on, get off of there. Don't want to try on the cam lobe or crank lobe, you big dummy. All right. So we're why are you fighting me? Well, it didn't suddenly just stretch. There we go. I'm pleasantly surprised that the crank's not in any worse lobe-wise on that cap. But as I said, I'm not going to be able to, I don't think, salvage the seal surface on the crankshaft simply because of whatever this is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not.
I don't particularly want to breathe it, thank you.
Well, I don't want to breathe it. Boy, water dripping off me. I got a forehead waterfall. Let's take the leaf out of the oil filter adapter. Okay, so at least now, at the very least, it looks like I'm looking at a crankshaft and bearings, which in the great scheme of things could have been a great deal worse. Now let me Let me oil this up a little bit here, so now this is exposed to the elements a little bit. The oil sump is surprisingly clean, considering that there is, let's get this out here where we can get a better look at it. Considering there is all that in the pan, the sump is full of foliage. So we're going to dump that out. That'll mow.
Yeah.
And just lay this back over here. So, I promised you a quick video, it was. And I'm about to swoon here. I still don't see anything that tells me I need to back off of this thing. I'm going to have a crankshaft for certain, camshaft with the drive lobe for the fuel pump, and rings and bearings. But I think, to the grace of God, that we're close to starting a disassembly here shortly. We're going to do a video on a homemade electrolysis. It's science. To clean the heads, the intake. Check this out. We now have exhaust manifoldage, butterfly style, 327 style. These were the manifolds they used back in the 60s before headers to give better flow than the conventional exhaust manifold. So this is like a poor man's header from the 60s. And we now have carburation. My son-in-law had this back in West Virginia in his shop, and he graciously gave it to me. Yes, it is a Rochester Quadra-Junk, as some of you are already saying. Why would you want that? Well, I'll tell you why. When it's right, in my opinion, that spreadbore carburetor is one of the best carburetors you could possibly have for the purpose, for performance. And everybody says, well, you can't rebuild a Rochester. You just can't rebuild a Quadra-Jet and get it right. Well, since nobody else is going to do it, let me just brag on me a minute. See if I can get my arm back there. In my younger days, now it's been a decade or three, but in my younger days in Fairmont, I rebuilt most of everybody's Quadra-Junks. They'd bring them to me, I'd tweak the rods, change the jets, tweak it here and tweak it there, and I have had tremendous success at making a good carburetor out of a Rochester Quadra-Jet. If I have not forgotten more than I knew, I'm going to take this thing apart, go through it. We're going to make some modifications to it that Rochester didn't make, that I'm not going to tell everybody about, because once you see how good this runs, you may bring me your Rochester and I can. But piece by piece, that foreign substance, piece by piece, we're getting a whole motor. We're still waiting on, what are we waiting on? We're waiting on a harmonic balancer. As far as engine completeness, rear main seal cover that I can't seem to find this particular design cover for what I want to pay for it. next weekend, if I can get the wife to cooperate, we're going to make a junkyard run. You're standing off the cement board. You're going to get your angles bit.
My angles.
Your angles. See, they make a 90. They're ankles. Ankles, not angles. I've got her pan down to your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Bugs eat my wife's feet up because she won't wear shoes, so I put her on a piece of cement board to film this video. Wasn't that innovative of me? But anyway,
Sweet.
we're getting there. I see no reason to change the soft plugs. They're all in pretty good shape. I see no reason to dip the block because I'm going to electrolysis the block. Why are we filming the cat? We have this cat. Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. Yeah.
Just showed up.
This little kitty cat, and I don't like cats, but this little kitty cat showed up at our place. Our other cat disappeared, and this one was wild as a buck deer when she showed up, or he.
I think it's a he.
It's a he.
A Tom.
When he showed up, wild as a buck deer. Now he's starting to tame down a little bit. So, bloop down there in the comments what you think we ought to name it. But anyway, that's where we're at. That's where we're going to stop tonight because I got some other stuff to do on the honey-do list. So keep us in your prayers. We'll certainly keep you in ours. And until the next video, and hopefully the next video will be going to the junkyard and trying to find some miscellaneous odds and ends like a harmonic balancer and some stuff. And then we'll get started on the engine tear down. And then we have to mock it up, and I got some more things. We're going to do an interior rip down on the Rambler. We're going to do some body work on the Rambler. We're going to cut that quarter panel out I talked about last week, and we're going to spot weld a new panel in. And we're just going to make it look purty. Just P-U-R-T, purty for you. I still haven't got Claire to put the Instagram up. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But hopefully soon she'll do that. And until then, remember Jesus loves you. And so do we. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.